Hey everybody, what's going on? It's another episode of Bacon on the Rocks. I'm Chuck along with Chris and Eric, and welcome to today's podcast. What is Chris doing? My heart skipped a beat for a moment.
The problem with what he's doing right now is he's moving his mouth but not talking. When seconds ago we actually couldn't hear him, so I don't know if I just can't hear him.
I got nervous I'm still nervous.
I'm here. I'm just messing with you.
I got nervous.
I said I don't know what to do with my hands.
I thought you said you had to go to the bathroom. When I read your lips, I was like, bathroom? We're a little late on that. So everybody, welcome
Great start to today's podcast.
Hey, our starts are always the best. They're always the best starts on any podcast. I don't think anybody can beat us.
That's my bad.
No, that was good, Chris. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
That's my bad this time.
I liked it. So again, welcome to Bacon on the Rocks. Thank you very much for listening. And to get everything out of the way, let's definitely thank our sponsor, Cookies Q and Creamery. You can check them out at cookiesq.com. They got some new menu items going on there, so be sure to check it out. And with it being cold, well, it's blistery cold outside sometimes. And if not, it's January. It's going to happen soon. Make sure to check them out on DoorDash, and you can order the food up. They'll bring it right to you, and it'll be absolutely delicious. Again, that's Cookies Q and Creamery at cookiesq.com. Boys.
What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. Great. And wonderful. Good to hear. So
besides the little problem I told you about forgetting to grab my actual charger for my computer.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get
the backstory to that is we're recording on a Monday night instead, and I scrambled to grab everything and forgot one thing. So if all of a sudden I drop out of the podcast, that's why.
We'll be good.
That just adds to the excitement. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
That's just it. Eric's
and he's gone.
And we've lost Eric. So that concludes our podcast, everybody. So I say let's get into it. So today's podcast is something we were very excited about last week on New Year's. Because, it was New Year's Day. The podcast came out. Yep, that's right. So January 1st, Season 3 of Cobra Kai has come out. And all three of us, I know, have watched it. I hope. Right, guys? I didn't check.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
So how long did it take you guys to actually get to, when did Chris, were you up? I know, when you did Mandalorian, you were up at, 3 in the morning sometimes to watch it. How long did it take you to get through this?
We watched the first 7 episodes, I think, on New Year's Day.
Oh, okay.
And then the remaining 3
the
next day. But that wasn't my choice. That was because it's like a family viewing thing, So
gotcha.
I still have not gotten my wife.
Other people wanted to do other things.
In one.
Yeah, I would have pumped it out in one day. That's how I watched the first season. I watched all the episodes in one day.
Yeah.
I think probably the second season too, but who keeps track?
Yeah. Eric, what was your battle plan? How'd you get it?
I watched. So my plan, it came out on Friday, and I was like, well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna split it up, have 4 episodes this day, 3.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it all on Friday.
Nice.
I split it up. I watched the first half and then the second half, but I watched it all on Friday.
I split it up. I had to stop for lunch and take a bathroom break, but then I got right back into it. That was splitting it up for Eric.
But yes.
Oh, see, good for you. Me, I had to, I don't know, I split it up into 3 days because honestly, I don't even think I watched it New Year's Day. I didn't think about it till late at night. And then I watched another episode or 2 or 3 on Saturday, finished it up Sunday. So,
okay.
So in case you couldn't tell, spoiler alert, we're warning you now. We will be talking about everything going on in the episode. So we're giving you a heads up, fair and square right now. If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic.
Heavy spoilers.
Yeah, very heavy spoilers. So if you want to watch it before listening to this, definitely hit pause and come on back and see what you think about what our review is at the end of this. So, but yeah, spoiler alert has been clicked on. So we you know what, for everything we do, I really think we need a little noise. I really need to do a sound effect or something for this because we have a lot of times we always got to warn about spoilers. I think that's something I got to look into. But without further ado, let's get. Who wants to start us up here? Chris does.
Major spoilers.
Major spoiler. Yes, sir. Spoilers ahead, sir. So, but before we do get in it, I do want to say one thing. So I was talking with Donna because she's up right now. She's actually ordered my son's birthday is tomorrow, and she's making him his birthday cake right now.
Happy birthday, Xavier.
Thanks, Chris. What was I going to say? But
accepted by Chuck.
I'll pass it along. I'll be sure to do that. What was I going to say? But I was talking to her. I was like, you know what? Since you're up, you want to be on the podcast. I'm like, you might as well. I got an extra microphone for Christmas. We'll put you right in the system. You can sit there and we'll have you on. And she goes, absolutely not. And I go, yeah, but we're talking about Cobra Kai. And she thought we were talking about COVID Kai. Because COVID, you know how rampant it is. She thought she heard COVID. Everything in her mind right now is about COVID. And so I was like, it's actually not a bad spinoff. We could sit there and make a little prank video and call it COVID Kai. So
go for it.
Okay.
Let me know how it comes out.
I got all the time in the world, so.
Let me know if you get someone to cough up the money to sponsor it.
Get it, the cough. No. Okay. Let's move on. Let's get into this. Eric's like, I have limited battery, guys. Let's go. So Eric, take us through it. Let's go. Let's start with the first season. And I don't know if we got to recap a little bit. I don't know if you want to get into that. I'm sorry, the first episode of the third season.
Honestly, I don't remember if I even remember them by episode. But I think the first thing that kind of struck me is going back to our recap of like the first two seasons that we did earlier in our podcasts, which I'm sure you can insert the episode number in our show notes because I definitely don't know it offhand.
Absolutely.
We discussed what we thought was going to happen in season 3.
Yeah.
And I feel like none of those things that we predicted or that were leaked on the internet that could be happening, none of them actually happened.
No. The big ones I thought were going to happen.
By the end of season 4, by the end of this season, it led into one of the things. Like,
I agree with that. I was, as I was watching, I was analyzing it and nothing. I was like, nope. Totally wrong.
Which is cool. It kept us guessing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting.
Yeah, not only that, but they openly troll you, like with the doctor. Everyone's like, "Oh, the doctor flew in from out of town. She wants to work with you." And like, there's this blonde woman standing, with her back turned, and then she turns around, and it's obviously not her.
Did you kind of
that was one of my
they
favorite.
saw all those predictions, and they're like, "Nah, nope." Even if they had that plan, they're like, "That's not our plan anymore."
Did you kind of hold for a second, and be like, "Oh, there's Allie, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Nope, that's not her."
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
to me. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Yep, there she is. Here we go. No, that is not her.
No.
So,
but that made her appearance, I think, that much better. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I definitely. It's like I knew it was coming. I just was like, when. And, you figured it was going to be right at the beginning that, our whole prediction, I think, was that if you looked at her profile on her Facebook page and everything, she's a doctor. She helps kids, things like that. And so it seemed like it was going one right into the other, and that's right where it was leading. And nope, not one bit. And she's divorced. And I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but, coming into that, that's not something I expected. Not at all. So,
that was another tease.
Yeah.
Again, going ahead, but it led you to think, oh, maybe something will happen with her and one of the guys, but nope.
Yep. So
right.
now,
so do we want to go in order or just talk about whatever comes up naturally?
Well, I'm thinking, do we go character by character? That's what I was trying to think. Which way?
Just talk and whatever comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know the episodes.
Unless you have a list of episodes in order with a summary to go over, I don't really remember them.
Nope, that's fine. We'll just go with it.
Right.
Okay, so I want to continue with her being single because that's the last thing we just talked about. When her and Johnny went to lunch, okay, I was like, first he's back together with
Miguel's mom.
Miguel's mom. Thank you. I forgot her name. But with Miguel's mom.
So did we. That's why we went with Miguel's mom.
So did we.
Yep. And so so I was like, kind of, it's like, I knew, okay, yeah, go do lunch. But it's like, then it's like, is he going to like sit there and, in essence, I knew he couldn't really date Allie because she's from out of town. She's like, what, Colorado way, I believe she said. She was like out there.
Yeah, she was just in town visiting her parents.
Yeah, for the holiday season. Yeah, she was in. And I was like surprised that he kept going on because she's like, yeah, let's talk tonight. And it was like the next day he's going like to lunch with Allie. And then it's like, hey, you want to come to me with party tonight? And it's like, aren't you supposed to go like talk to the mom about where you guys are and everything? I'm like, what's he doing? So I was kind of like confused on all that.
It was his high school sweetheart all of a sudden back in his life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one that got away, Chuck.
Yeah, that's okay. Let him run. But the thing I was kind of like, what's going on was with him going with her again. It's like, was there going to be something where, again, they kind of left it where, the door isn't closed for Allie in essence because Miguel's mom and him were supposed to like talk, remember, like that night. That's why I was like, why are you going out if you're like interested in this other woman and you're like sitting there saying, yeah, I'll go to dinner with you. Or go to your party with you and your parents, which, okay, that's a little odd, but whatever. I don't know. It just seemed really weird that I don't know. I didn't like me personally. I was like, oh, Johnny, don't do that. It's like pick one or the other. Don't play the game. I don't know. That's me. I don't know. That always bugs me when someone's like, and it makes it more interesting. Don't get me wrong.
That was the dilemma. He hadn't decided yet. Like,
yeah.
So, do you really want your character? Do you want like your fictional characters to act the way a normal person would, though? I mean, I don't. That's why you watch like these shows, is because you get to live vicariously through them.
I don't know that he didn't act how some people would act, though. Like, I feel like that is how.
Right.
When he wasn't, he was very much into Carmen, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
He was very much into Carmen.
Yeah.
But he was trying to court Allie through Facebook with his terrible messages and photos just a few episodes earlier.
Sure.
And then had that hookup with Carmen, and it was where are we now?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. They didn't talk about it yet.
I know.
He was leaving it.
Official.
He specifically was leaving it open almost for a reason. Like, then all of a sudden, look, there's Allie.
It's not Facebook official, so
there you go.
Till it's on Facebook, it ain't true. Nothing's real. And the fact checkers will let you know. But speaking about Johnny and Facebook and the internet, I love all the writing that they do for him about the internet and just like how he is so disconnected from the internet and the terminology and things like that. Absolutely love it.
So a friend from work actually just got into the series. He watched seasons 1 and he binged seasons 1 and 2 over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So he was talking about how that exact thing. Like, he loves his interaction whenever he's with a computer or with a cell phone and just doesn't know technology at all.
Yep. Just like
hash brown Cobra Kai.
And then when he would hash brown, send it to the internet. And then he doesn't know he has to plug in his computer to keep it charged. He goes, I got this computer. Like, he brought it to the pawn shop because he was looking for money to help Miguel out when he hurt his back, which if you saw last season, you know that happened. But like, for him to sit there and just be like, I bought this computer from you and it doesn't even work anymore. He goes, did you plug it in? The guy's like, what? It's wireless. I absolutely love it. And I do have to say, out of this, especially this season right here, Johnny has become my favorite at this point. Very much so.
I think he's always been my favorite.
For me, he's always been my favorite. Yeah,
he won me over on this one. I was starting to like him. First one, it's like going in because it's Karate Kid. You got to like. To me, it was like you got to like Daniel. He was the good guy. And as it's built, Johnny is my absolute favorite character on the show now. I just love everything that he does. He's so out of it. You know, it's like he's been locked up in that room since the 80s. And it's just like now the doors just opened up and now it's 2020. Yeah, so and it's just like a whole new world for him. Like it just nothing changed from the day that, you know, the Karate Kid ended, you know, back in 1987, 89, whenever it came out there.
84.
Was it 84? Oh, was it maybe it was the second one.
I think so.
There's something about 87. I think they even mentioned
second one, yeah.
Yeah, second one. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, the second one I think was like 80, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I think they made a reference like, "Oh, Daniel, when you're here in 87," I think when he went across the ocean there,
to Okinawa.
Okinawa, yeah. So I
Japan.
think they mentioned something about that's why I went with that date. So that was my bad. I forgot that was the second movie. My bad. But what was it? What was one part that like?
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. You know me and dates, me and numbers. We just don't get along. It's just the way it goes. What parts? I mean, out of all this, what was the one part that you're like, that was my absolute favorite part? Do you have one, or was there too many? Is there anything? And I know that's kind of like. Yeah,
I would
question.
probably say
Think about it.
The episodes with. I would say the episodes with Elizabeth Shue, like those were my favorite, because that was what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
With what?
With Allie, Elizabeth Shue.
With Elizabeth Shue. I'm sorry, I missed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah, mine. I would have to say it, and again, it's not even like one episode. I think maybe, and that's tough to say, like one episode, but like something that transpired. Like, you know, Chris is saying, you know, with Elizabeth Shue being in there, you know, those couple that he liked. For me, it was definitely Johnny trying to get Miguel trying to walk again. I really liked his process of trying to make him walk instead of his mother's Carmen. The therapist coming in and being like, "Oh, you're doing so good. Let's move your leg." And then he's like, "Oh, you did such great work today." And then Johnny's like, "What are you talking about? You did all the movement for him. You did nothing." I'm just like, "Oh my God." Because I'm not going to lie. That's my attitude to a degree of it. That's how I act. It's like, they didn't do anything. What are you talking about? Good work. But
honestly, that was a couple things that I was like, if I was Miguel, I'm like, how would I would not be able to put up with Johnny, like with all the crap he's trying to do, trying to get me to, like, dude, let me heal a little bit. Like, he like set the kid's feet on fire.
Yeah.
And then Miguel acted like it was no big deal. He's like, I didn't even feel the fire, man. I didn't even feel how hot my feet were. What's wrong with me?
Oh my God, I forgot. That was great.
That would work.
I love his techniques. It's like it's like, okay, he's sitting in a wheelchair. He has like a swimsuit magazine or whatever, you know, like Sports Illustrated swimsuit from like the 80s or whatever, and he has that on a fishing pole. And the shot reminded me of the guy like with the dollar bill. It's like, oh, you almost had it there. I'm just like,
you know, I can just find all those photos on the internet, right?
Yeah. He goes, yeah, but there's nothing like it being in print. Oh my God. It's just like, dude.
That was great. I think my favorite part probably was when Miguel was actually interacting with Danny, and then Danny was telling him his side of the story. Mm-hmm. So he's like, wait, but I thought it was this. He's like, he told you that?
No way.
And then it was just retold from the story that we actually knew from Karate Kid after hearing Johnny's backstory of how Danny was the bad guy, and now basically had it retold again from the actual perspective that we knew previously going into the series.
Yeah, yeah. No, I did like that too. And I love that they were sitting in the car talking about it. It's kind of funny how all of a sudden you're sitting in a car talking about it instead.
Yeah.
You know, kind of random, but at the same time, if you've been talking for a while, you do want to sit. But, okay. You know, that's fine. It's like, I love to see that car. It's a classic. Trying to think here. What else? What about
I missed.
Go ahead.
I missed Stingray.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
the guy that joined Cobra Kai in like middle of second season, the one that was like way too old but like got really into it, the one that won the forest.
Oh yeah.
Battle.
Yeah. What was his name?
And then then was in the actual high school fight.
Yeah, wait, what
was he pretending to be a teacher?
What did he call himself? I forgot.
Stingray.
It was Stingray? Oh. I forgot.
Well, that's what they dubbed him. Or
yeah.
He dubbed himself, I guess.
Yeah.
I did think about him too. I was like, but I couldn't think of his name or anything like that. But I'm like, where's that one guy? Why is he not there anymore? Because he was good.
Yeah. He was funny.
They
he was
explained that in
relief.
PTA.
Yeah, they did explain it in the PTA.
Yeah.
Oh,
they said
I missed
that he was not allowed within like 1,000 feet or 500 feet or whatever it is of a child or something after the fight.
Oh, okay.
Did they ever make reference to why Aisha wasn't in the season?
Yeah. They said that her parents
took her out of the
sent her to
school.
private school and sold her house.
Private school.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something, but I wasn't paying full attention at that point, so I missed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I remember that. I didn't put that together. The other guy.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I forgot.
They said I watched an interview with the actress that plays Aisha, and her story was that the writers didn't know where to go with the character, so they wrote her out of the show.
Yeah,
apparently.
basically, like they completed her arc, and they had so many other characters coming in. Is what I'm thinking, that they just didn't know what to do with her. Maybe she could return at a later point. Who knows? But
now, speaking of other characters, the one. So go ahead, Chris. Finish that thought because I was going to go somewhere else. Finish that.
Well, because Eric was saying about how they could come back at a future date. The one girl, I don't know what her name is, the blonde girl, she came back this season where she wasn't in season 2. Right?
Which one's the blonde girl? I can't think of.
The one that Dimitri ended up hooking up with. In this series.
Oh, yeah. She was like the queen. She was like the most popular girl in school or something like that.
The mean girl.
Yeah, the mean girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened there? What's going on with her?
I actually liked that whole storyline with Dimitri and her. I thought that was fantastic. I don't know. I really enjoy it. I wanted more of that, actually.
Yeah. And I think it's going to work in there more because especially I liked it when she took care of his cast form after. So, but speaking of, because the guy who wrote on the cast, now let me ask you this, because his name was, oh crap, it's
I was just trying to think of it myself.
Dimitri.
No, the guy, he's
one that
Cobra Kai.
The one that wrote on
the one that drew the image on the cast.
Kyler.
What was it?
Kyler, right?
Kyler. That's right, Kyler. So my question is,
he's another one that came back.
Exactly.
Is that the same character though? His name, but I couldn't. That's my question because he doesn't look the same. I thought
he looks exactly the same.
Does he? I see. I had to go back to season 1, and I didn't do it yet. Yeah. I meant to do that.
Yeah, no, it's the same one.
Okay. I don't know why he just he looked different to me a little bit. Like, did they change the character? Like, did they find someone else or? Okay, so
it looked exactly the same.
Okay, I don't know why I had a different picture of who he was in my mind, I guess. But yeah, so him and the other bigger guy joined up. That was in that posse of his from the first season.
One of his buddies.
Yeah, one of his buddies there. They're all part of Cobra Kai now, and they're getting pretty aggressive there. Let me tell you, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I know you need it for the story to like really. I mean, especially to have what happened at the very end happen. That you needed something like that.
Exactly. That you saw Hawk keep on saying, "Is this going where I want it to go? Like this is becoming too extreme for me." And then he keeps on bouncing back into it, saying, "Okay, never mind. This is my place. I'm taking over. I got to be stronger than everything else that's going on."
Yeah.
And then finally, in that last episode, he finally breaks and is like, "What the heck am I doing?
Yeah,
this is wrong," and then switches sides back.
Yeah, so I mean it was needed. I'm just like, I don't know. See, and this is where I kind of get caught up. It's like I don't want to make it too real because I'm one who understands it's like it's a story, it's a movie, it's a show. It's like if it doesn't really follow like real life, I'm okay with that. Where there's a lot of people where if you don't follow like the way the real world is, it's like then people are criticizing you all the time. I very much accept, that like unreal part. But with this one, I'm like, are they going too far with it? Like with the kids, like going to Daniel's house and just like all of a sudden, hey, we just came here to like kick all your butts. That's all we came here for.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. But at the same time, all these kids should completely be expelled and not let back into that school at all.
Yeah.
To be fair, so
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Blows my. They just raise the security and they whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's fun.
Mm-hmm. And I'm absolutely fine with it. I'm just, it's like I'm trying to stop myself from being like, okay, it's not real world. But at the same time, when you watch this, they're trying to treat it as if this was a real world, thing going on.
Yeah, but no one goes around doing karate all day in the real world.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a ninja. Hiya.
All right, okay, here's another thing. What was your guys' takes on the Kreese flashbacks?
I didn't think it was necessary. I think, like, I it's not that I didn't enjoy them, but, like, I don't know that you really need a backstory for him. Like, I don't know. So, it's like...
Yeah, I mean...
He's portrayed as, like, this guy...
I understand where you're going, but, like, I guess it's the fear of having the enemy that's evil for the sake of being evil. They wanted to give him a reason for being evil. Or having the motives that he has, and not just being this hard butt dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But like, what is the goal though? Are they trying to make you empathize with the guy who's like supposed to be the big bad?
If that was their goal, that didn't work with me.
That's what you're always kind of supposed to do. I feel like with the evil character, like at least give them the motive, at least give not people an empathy, but an understanding.
Right.
But I don't think.
I
do think that this kind of missed that mark a little bit. Yes.
I think they made him. I mean, I didn't like that he was like such a good guy. And then all of a sudden, basically because he had this one superior officer in the military that sort of turned him into like what he turned into.
PTSD.
Or at least set him on the path.
PTSD.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. It's like... he's kind of a weird villain when you really stop and think about him, because when you look at the original movie... Here's a guy who fought in Vietnam, was in special forces, American hero by most people's standards, I would say, right? For what he did in the war and that stuff. And then on the other hand, you have the, I mean, I guess Mr. Miyagi, you could say the same thing, right? But like, it's kind of like a weird, like then like, I don't know, like. Then they did the weird thing in the third one where, or was it? No, it was the first season, right? Or no, the second season when he was in. They kind of like discredited him, where he was lying about all the stuff that he did like after the war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're going back and forth on this character. Like, do we want to like him? Do we not want to like him?
Honestly, to be fair, I feel like that's what this whole series has been about. Oh, you're supposed to cheer for this person, but wait, this person's story is this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this person went through this, and then I feel like this whole series has been about what side do I pick.
Yeah.
So they wanted to give you a little bit of the Kreese being relatable, likable to some small extent, I suppose.
But it, like, with the flashbacks, though, I mean, they were so quick. Like, okay, when they first showed him in the soda shop, working, or the diner, whatever you want to call it, and he's sitting there working, cleaning the floor or whatever, I actually thought that the busboy wasn't him. I thought that he was the jock.
Fun fact.
Okay.
The guy that was the jock,
the
guy that played the jock, was actually Kreese's son.
Really?
Like the actors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wow!
See, and that's why I thought that was him.
I know that.
So that makes total sense. So I'm not off because I was like, oh, there he is. He's got the girl. You know, he's a jerk. And next thing you know is all of a sudden I realized, no, he's the busboy that just fell on the floor because the guy pushed him. And you know,
yeah, you gotta have you have to have the sympathy for him. We're giving him that.
It didn't do any. I mean, even that. I mean,
I'm agreeing it didn't hit, but that's what they were trying to do.
I know. But with the way he is,
okay. My biggest problem with the whole flashback things is the one where they went to him where they were supposed to set off the bomb or whatever, and they all had the face paint on, the camouflage on their face. It looked and sounded the way the horrible acting of it and the look of it. It just felt like a scene from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah,
it looked like actors playing people in war.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't big on the officer there. I thought he was pretty bad. I forgot what his name was, but
yeah,
he just
Captain?
didn't seem
Was he a
believable
captain?
to me. Was
I think he was a captain because he said sergeant. Goes.
Know.
I think he was a captain. Yeah. So we'll just go with it. We'll call him captain for now. Because
I like how they trolled you there too, though, because like the guy with the ponytail was obviously everyone was supposed to think he was Terry Silver, I think, and then they end up killing him like in the bomb scene, and then I think at the end they hinted at the other guy is going to be
Terry Silver's.
Terry Silver, yeah.
And I was gonna get to that. I'm like, who do you guys think that he actually called? And that's the only person I can think of. I don't know where else it would lead to. Who?
Yeah.
What other character are you gonna call? You know?
Yeah, unless they're doing another subverting your expectations type of thing.
We can be completely guessing again and being completely wrong. I'm okay with that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm fine with being. That's the thing I like about it too. Is I was wrong about all that stuff. And I enjoyed it even more, probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't think of like any other character like throughout the series of the movies. Like who else could he be calling though? I mean, it'll be great if it is a surprise and we're wrong because I'll be like, wow, that was really good. Because I can't think of a single other person that he'd be calling.
Well, that's the way they set it up. They set it up to look that way anyway. Like we know from the third movie that he was in Vietnam with Terry Silver, and they never used his name in the flashback scenes. But who else would he be called? I mean, the only other person that it could possibly be would be maybe Mike Barnes. But like, why would he call him the guy that they brought in to beat Daniel in the third one?
Did they not say the name in the flashbacks?
I don't think
so because I was listening for it intently.
Then I completely imagined it happening.
I mean, maybe it did. I've only got like one viewing in.
One viewing.
Well, I started watching it again. I got through 4 episodes today. So
nice.
Yeah. And that was my.
I did pick up some stuff that I didn't pick up the first time. So maybe I missed it. Yeah. I don't know.
See, and it's funny you say like bad acting, like from that flashbacks. There was one, and it's really bugging me. I cannot think of it. It was I think it was the last episode. Something was going on in the acting at that. There was some moment, and I can't remember for the life of me, and it bugs me because I was gonna watch it again tonight. Like kind of scrubbed through all the seasons before we did this, which I thought was going to be tomorrow. But there was one scene, and I can't remember it, but the acting, I'm just like, what are they doing? I'm like, this is atrocious. And it wasn't even the main characters. It was more like, I want to say background people or something. Like something was going on. I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say it was at the Christmas party, maybe not the exact last episode, but something around there. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see, but yeah, I agree. There was like one moment for me too where I was just like, oh, that acting is not that great there. But overall, again, love the whole thing. That little bit didn't
like for what the series is, it's kind of amazing. Like it's, I mean, yes, it has its corny parts. Yes, it has its parts where that might not be the best, whatever. But for what it's for the source material and how much heart and soul they're actually putting into like this story,
Yeah.
it kind of blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That 30 years later,
Yeah,
here we are. And there was talks that Ralph Macchio a while ago said that he never wanted to reprise that role, whatever. And 5 years later,
Here he is.
here we are in the third season of a series going into a sixth season or
Fourth.
Sixth. Wow, I'm bad at numbers. Fourth season.
It's that new math. It's okay, Eric. It's getting us all.
Oh gosh.
Just remember, you got to do
battery
group.
number.
Just remember, you do your
Said
grouping
16.
first. Yeah, do your grouping, and then count the tens and then the ones, and you'll be good. I'm getting it down.
What did you guys think of like the Robbie storyline in this one?
I didn't like it a lot. And it's not. No, that's wrong. With what happened, I was like okay with it, and it was kind of expected though. Like you knew that what was going to happen was going to happen, and
Yeah, I think it fit.
yeah, it fit. You knew that he was going to betray both Daniel and his father because he already couldn't stand his father. Now Daniel, especially once he called the cops on him,
Set him up.
that totally burnt the bridge. That was done right there. Which I thought at that, calling the cops like that, it's like you don't call the cops first. Like you talk to the kid, say this is what's going. Especially being that young with something going on like that, it's like, look, here's what's going on. This is gonna be the best thing for you. It's like I know you don't see it right now, but we gotta take you in. It's like I don't see a person turning himself in by like the cops having to show up to a place and like grabbing them. That's not turning yourself in. That's driving with someone to the police station and saying, "Here's who I am."
Up.
Well, no, not like you should know. Like I would want to let them know. It's like we're gonna go to the police station and then you'll turn yourself in, and then that's how it should be done. The way they did it, I didn't like a lot. But again, that would add to the anger of Robbie even more. That would make him more pissed off. So I understand why they did it that way because now Daniel's totally burned that bridge. He's not gonna ever trust Daniel again. So. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with it. I just hate that he went to because I liked Robbie a lot. I hate that he's with Kreese now, but we'll see where it turns. I can see Kreese doing something.
See where he is after he wakes up from what he's in right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
we never saw him get up. He's still down, right?
No, he got up at the end.
Yeah, because he told.
Did he?
I think he told Daniel and his father like get out of here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, okay, he comes out.
Yep.
I thought they could have done more with like Kreese basically showed up to Juvie once and visited him and gave him a piece of advice, and then like that was enough to like turn him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I thought they could have done a little bit more with that. I don't know what that would have been because like I don't know. Kreese doesn't seem like the type of guy that would regularly visit someone in Juvie, right? But I don't know. It seemed. And I guess Aisha had something to do with, or not Aisha, Tori had something to do with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, those girls, man, they get you to do things you don't want to do.
Those girls are trouble. I think it's all the girls' fault.
Well, I mean, it was also Kreese was very manipulative with her too. So.
Yeah. Also helped her out with her problem.
Did it? Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's not all bad.
As long as it fits his need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought if I had like a criticism of the season, I would say like they had like a lot of like there's this storyline here and there's this storyline here and there's this storyline here, and like some of the characters didn't interact with each other as much as I felt like they maybe should have.
Too many silos.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Robbie's in Juvie, so like what, you can't have a whole lot of interaction with him, but like, I don't know, it just seemed like, and then like something I've been meaning to bring up is like, why do they even give Daniel a son in the show? Because like he was in like one,
and isn't it a different kid too?
Like part of
that's a new kid.
Just wait till season 5 or 6.
I don't know.
I don't know about that one. He's not in enough for me to know if it's the same kid.
Yeah, he's not in it enough for me to say.
He wasn't in this one a lot, but in he was in, I want to say the first season.
Like season 1, I think was the one he was in the most.
And I mean, not to be rude, but he was a bigger kid. And the whole thing with him is it's like Daniel was like thin in shape. His daughter, exercising, karate, this, that. This kid had nothing to do with it. He wanted to play video games, sit on his butt, and not like do anything. And all he ever did was like snack in every episode. And this one, the kid was still snacking, but the kid either one or two things happened. He grew a lot from the season, and he lost it, which is very possible. Which it may be the same kid, and that maybe is the way it happened. But it's like, but he's still snacking. If you watch, though, he still had snacks in his hands, and he's still just eating. So, I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know if it's the same person. I guess I'm really bad at that. But
I mean, they had to like, they wrote into the finale like he's at a sleepover, or whatever. So like they could just get him out of there. Like, why isn't he home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like. Why did they even give him? Why is he even in a character?
Maybe we'll find out in season 5 or 6, Chris.
Like how much? Seriously though, like how much interaction has Daniel had? Like he's always off with Sam doing karate or doing something.
That could be the thing.
Maybe
he'll lose touch with this kid. He'll end up with Kreese or something. That'll be that'll be the turn.
Oh, super early prediction from Eric. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah, that or Hilary Swank will come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and start another faction.
I was listening to another podcast actually though, where they mentioned when's oh gosh, what's his name? What's Will Smith's son's name?
Jaden.
Jaden. I wanted to say Jada, which is his mom. When's Jaden Smith going to make an appearance?
I mean, is that the same universe though? That was like
that's where I was. Is it the same universe? It's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, that's probably an alternate universe.
Hey, every other universe is doing these like
crossovers
multiverse things. Why can't we have a Miyagi-verse?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a hard. Are we gonna? I know the guys that wrote this are the same guys that did Hot Tub Time Machine, but like we're gonna have to have like some.
You know what? I know how it's gonna happen.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Daniel got that secret scroll, and on that is a way to get into another universe. There it is, because I have no idea what that scroll is that he handed to him.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Neither does Daniel. You know why? Because he doesn't speak Japanese or read Japanese. So I don't know what the purpose of him having it is.
It's Miyagi-Do. It doesn't matter. It's part of Miyagi-Do.
I mean, could Chosen have at least translated it for him, or Kamiko, or one of them?
Yeah, I know, right?
They got me. Speaking of them though, they got me with. I thought Chosen was going to end up being the guy that worked for like Toyota or whatever it was called, and it turned out to be the girl that he saved on the bell tower. Which, once they said I want to introduce you to this person or whatever, I knew. I was like, it's gonna be the girl from the bell tower.
Oh my gosh,
but I never would have saw that coming. I never would have saw that coming. Like, I wonder if it was the same actress too. I meant to look it up, and
I would hope so. I think it is.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Yeah.
What one? Everyone's been reprised so far, right? Like nothing's
been
recast that I know of.
I think. Yeah, I meant to look up Allie's mom too to see if it was the same woman, and I'm assuming like they couldn't get the guy who played the father to do it. That's why he was never actually in it or something.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah. I don't know whether he was just unavailable or if he's passed away or what the story is. But
wait, the only person that isn't and I could be wrong on this because I don't remember from the original Karate Kid, is the rich father, the one that's the jerk to
Johnny's father.
Johnny's father, thank you. Yeah.
Johnny's stepfather.
Yeah.
Or stepfather. It was his stepfather.
So was his father the original?
He was never.
So the original was his father, and this is just a new character. Okay.
His
Okay.
stepfather.
Sorry. Okay. So that's
Correct.
right. Yep. Okay.
Wait, you never saw Johnny's?
Well, I thought that you
movie,
did
though.
at the, or maybe that was Allie's parents. I'm thinking of. I thought it was at the spaghetti at the club.
It was Allie's parents. That's why that
that's why I'm
episode was
confused.
kind of a callback to the.
Because the club.
My fault.
I mean, I'm probably Johnny's parents were probably there. I would assume. I don't think you ever really saw them though.
That's what I couldn't remember. I couldn't really remember that scene. So, but I knew at least like, and then after you started to say that, I was like, oh wait a minute, that was Allie's dad because she talked to her parents quick in a scene on that. So yeah, okay. But yeah, let's back to the Okinawa
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say like getting back to the Okinawa. Well, last thing we were talking about was like reprising the original characters. That's where we were at. So I don't know if that brings.
Oh yeah, that was my thought. Yeah. It just gave me another thought. Was the only person that hasn't shown up would be Dutch, and I don't know. Is that a person that Kreese possibly would have called? I don't know.
It's a good thought.
I gotta rewatch. I gotta rewatch those movies.
I think. I don't remember his name. He's Steve McQueen's son, actually, the guy who plays Dutch. Chad McQueen, is it maybe?
Sure, sounds right.
He has previously said previously said that he has no interest in like reprising his role or acting again. So, but you never know. Like now that the thing's like a giant success, who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Now, staying in Okinawa and stuff like that, what were your thoughts about him meeting back up with his rival and like how they had their little mini battle and he like showed him, oh yeah, Miyagi didn't show you everything. Look at these moves that I got. And he like paralyzes his arm and leg like with a simple hit and things like. What'd you think about that whole sequence there that they were doing that? Did it add anything? Do you think we really needed it? I mean,
well, it added to. It was the story builder for how he's able to take down Kreese at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like the technique. I mean, that's what they did with every movie. They gave him a new technique that he implemented. So I thought it was true to the story.
Right. It was basically a callback to the original movies. Let's teach him something.
Yeah. And who else? I mean, who better to do it than the other guy that, is technically a Miyagi-Do
Yeah, they're
student,
cousins.
So. Right. Yeah.
So, but I was happy again. I mean, even though he was like Daniel's enemy there, it goes back to like the whole thing. I love seeing all these characters coming back and that they're still there doing it. I mean, it would be even better if Miyagi was still alive. I mean, unfortunately he's dead, but like to have him be back for at least, a season would have been amazing and put this over the top. But again, they're doing with what they have. They're doing a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. I think they do a good job of working him in ways like the whole letter, letters to Kamiko's aunt.
Yeah.
There.
Letters are good. Anytime there's a voiceover, that's just a recall from things he said in the past. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That brings me to another point, whereas I thought they were a little bit like when they show the flashbacks of the movies. I thought this season was like a little heavy on that. Like some of them weren't necessary. I felt like some of them worked. Like I felt like the Chosen one, you kind of need that to say people who maybe haven't seen the movie, which I'm sure there's some people like the younger generation maybe hasn't seen all the movies, so you kind of got to explain who the character is. But like I'm trying to think of what it was.
Heavier this season.
Even for me, who hasn't seen it since I was like 6. So
right. Yeah, he was he was talking about like his love of selling cars, and I think they showed like a flashback there where it was kind of like over his shoulder.
That's
like they did like a bubble, like not like a bubble, but like it was like over his shoulder when he was talking. I felt that one was like really unnecessary.
I remember that specifically because I thought that effect was kind of weird.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to look back. I don't remember that scene. I remember talking about it, but I don't remember what you're talking about after that.
I don't think I saw it the first. I must have like looked away or something the first viewing because I saw it today when I rewatched it. And it really bothered me. I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. But then that brings me to another point. It's like, why was that? What's the car dealer's name?
Oh, man, I wanted to punch that guy too.
Tom Cole or something? Tom Cole?
I don't know. Maybe Cole, I think is right. I don't know about the first name, but yeah, I think it was Cole.
Why was he so interested in buying Daniel's dealership if he already had the deal with Toyota or whatever? Like, what is that? Why would you want to buy a thing that you already have technically?
Well,
right?
he didn't have the dealership. He had the majority of what Daniel sells. I think Daniel still had one or two other options, but for the majority of what.
Yeah, but wouldn't at that point, like in a business sense, wouldn't you wait for that deal to go through where you own this other thing and then this other dealership is worth less?
Well, I think also he currently saw it as worth less because they weren't bringing in money because they had that reputation now. So he was just trying to take advantage of the moment.
That, but also his character is just like rub Daniel's face in it, and so I think he jumped the gun probably in doing this, and that's probably why it's like he was, you're excited. It's like, I'm going to, he knows that it's in the end for him with what was going on with the deal that he made. And so I feel that maybe he was very excited about it and was like, you know what, just to rub it in his face a little bit more, just to twist the knife just that little bit ahead of time. And I think that's was his like mistake. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I think, because you're right, it doesn't make any sense to sit there and say anything if you already got the deal done. Wait till it happens, then go talk to him, because now it's worth even less in their minds than they already think it is. And you could have like had him seal the deal and be done with it. So I think he just was very excited about it happening and just wanted to rub it in their faces.
Or it's trying to take advantage of the opportunity while they're down before they have a chance to reestablish themselves.
It could be. It could be that too.
Valid.
But speaking with the dealership and everything, can I tell you the mom? I forgot her name. I'm so bad with the names. I just like I watch it to enjoy it. I'm not, except for Daniel. It's like I barely know anybody's name.
With Daniel's wife, you mean?
Is it Amanda?
Right?
What, the actress? She's awesome. Love her. She does a great job. I love, she has an edginess to her that, it's like, I'm not going to deal with it. Like she went up and punched, like hit Kreese in the face and like tell him to back off, just absolutely love her whole character. Excuse me. Love the way she's portraying it. It's fantastic. So. Yeah,
she might be the best actor on the show, like as far as like a true acting sense.
And I don't think she's even really been in anything before. Like, not movie-wise at least.
Yeah.
I think I looked her up on IMDb once.
No, but she does a fantastic job, and I really enjoy like watching where she's going with it, because now she's getting more into it, and the whole thing when like she had a restraining order from Kreese put a restraining order on her, and he took those steps before she did, and then like she had to leave the council meeting that was going on for them banning the tournament that was supposed to be coming up, and so. What'd you think about that whole? What'd you guys think about that whole scene? Let's talk about that a little bit, because that I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah. At first I was wondering like why is this like a council issue? But I think it's because they own the facility where it's
the city place. Does. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the facility or the city helped fund it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's not overly realistic. I mean, I guess if in a real world, if there was a giant karate fight in the town school, maybe.
Would you really blame karate though? It's like, we can't have karate then at all. That annoyed me. I was like, really? No, just like you said, you ban the kids or whatever it is, and guess what?
Time out. But that is exactly what happens in society. If something happens, it's like, it's because the kids were doing this. It's never the kids' fault. It's never that.
True.
It is exactly how society reacts.
Yeah.
It's what causes violence? Video games.
See, and that's
because the kids are playing violent videos. It's not because no, not at all.
Well, I mean, I agree. That's society overreacts when one little thing goes wrong or whatever. That I 100% agree with that. But it's just, I don't know. I don't see it should be that way. It's like, you don't blame karate. That's dumb. It's been going on for how long? I know.
I 100% agree it shouldn't be that way, and that was the case they were trying to plead. But
yeah.
I don't think that is too far fetched. That's what happened.
Can I say again though? I loved it when they were like when Daniel and Johnny were starting to talk. Or no, Kreese was up first. Kreese was talking, and then Daniel and Johnny kept kind of going back and forth. I love that whole little interaction. I love Johnny's part in that again. I can't remember. I just remember laughing at his like comments back about things. I don't remember exactly what he said, but again, I enjoy that whole thing.
I loved how Kreese was actually making a point and getting them on their side, and they're like, "Don't listen to this guy," even though he's doing exactly what they want to do. They want to get the thing back, but he's like, "Wait, still don't listen to this guy."
And they're shooting themselves in the foot to get the thing canceled even more because they kept like speaking. It was like, just shut up. Kreese is actually kind of winning it for him.
just let him. Don't agree with him, but let him win for you.
Yeah, let him win and then beat him in the ring or on the mat. Sorry.
Yep.
So, but I love the whole thing where. Is it Amanda or is it Miranda? The mom.
Amanda. It
is? Okay, because I love the part where she had to get kicked out because of the restraining order that Kreese had, and she had to leave the building. I thought that was funny. And I do have to say,
touch me.
And then I do have to say the kids did not convince me. If I was a council member, I wasn't convinced by those kids. And that's the speech that they gave. But that's just me. Because I wouldn't be canceling karate in the first place.
I think a lot of things are just you, but
they convinced you?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I do. They didn't.
I wasn't weighing their argument. I was already decided that it was going to happen.
I half expected them to like do the what is it, the Happy Gilmore thing where he reads he does like the impassioned speech at the end, and then all of a sudden the council people are just like, no, denied.
Yeah.
That's what. At no point in that meandering ramble did you say one thing that made sense, and everyone in here is now stupid having had listened to it. A simple no would have.
Yeah, I thought that's where they were going to go with something along those lines, and then
That's hilarious. Oh.
And it was Billy Madison.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you were just saying I thought it was Billy Madison.
Yeah. All right, you're right.
But,
That's
I'm
okay.
Sorry. I interject those ones all the time with the wrong title.
I knew it was one of my two favorite Adam Sandler movies.
Well, then he made that company called Happy Madison, so.
Right, yeah. It's one of those ones where it's like the character's first name, you know.
Yep.
And then I liked like how they sort of like introduce you to like they start the season, like season one they basically was Daniel and Johnny, and then they slowly introduce the new characters. And then season two they built on it, and then now in season three you're still with like Daniel and Johnny and Kreese and all that, but they also have like this whole cast of new characters that like the younger generation can appreciate too. And even like longtime fans of the show, like I want to know what happens with the younger characters too. I feel like if you're going to reboot a story, like that's the way to do it. Like you don't,
well, that's,
I don't know. I'm sort of coming from the whole Star Wars thing, but like,
that's a great point. I mean, we're attracted to this show because we know the original backstory. We want to see where they are now, and it's like every time there's a cameo or every time there's an Easter egg to something, it's like, oh, it's that. But they do a great job of building up these new characters and then making these characters relatable to kids nowadays. So it's become a great family show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
a little heavy on the language. I mean, I did watch it with
your children
my
might
daughter.
be of the just around the age, but
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Xavier. I'm thinking maybe he could, but Natalie. I mean, especially Xavier. Very much will let like things will be said and whatever, and it flies over his head. It just goes right over. He doesn't catch on to it. Natalie, on the other hand, though. You say one little thing, especially about any body parts, this, that, or the other thing, and she is right, just like on it. And so it's like, Natalie, no way. This show is not for her at all yet. But that's just because I know her and how she is. Xavier, things fly over his head all the time, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. So,
all right, I'm gonna give you guys a 3% battery warning.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we got through it, and we're at an hour already. So, I mean, is there anything else that we really want to talk about quick before we end this episode? I think we kind of got through. I mean,
maybe just quick how they, how it ended with them teaming up. We didn't really touch on that. Which I think everyone thought was going to happen. I think they thought it was going to happen sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Like
I did think it was
that
going
was
to
our prediction for this season, and we had to wait till the very last episode to actually have it. There's been so many times they've come close. So many times they've come close, and then just one thing happens, one thing's said, one thing's found, and everything blows up.
Yep. And that's just it. I did think it was going to happen sooner in the series, and it didn't. And I'm okay with the way I like the way where they took on Kreese at the end, and then you see them come together. I like the way that happened. Just the way, though, that they showed it happening, that it's like it was just Miyagi-Do kids all lined up there. Then all of a sudden, Johnny's, whatever his new name is, Eagle Fang.
We didn't talk about that.
Eagle
either.
Fang
That's
started like coming in, and I was just like, to me that was a little corny. Like, oh, here we all come. Everything. It's like, no, we're all here, and then Johnny and Daniel come out together. I think would have been the best. Like you just, I think that was my.
I feel like that was a callback to earlier in this season too, where they thought that those guys were coming to join them, and then, oh no, here comes the rest of Cobra Kai. Never mind, they're not joining us. Cobra Kai's here too. To screw everything up.
Yeah. So, I don't know, but again, I mean, it wasn't bad. I just didn't like the way just that little bit happened. Like I said, if everybody was already there, and then you saw Daniel and Johnny like get together and say, at like the end with Johnny and Daniel, like right there, okay, let's do this. I was happy with it from there on, and just had the students already there, ready to go. But, it's all good. I'm looking forward to next season. Can't wait.
Yep. They said
any quick predictions you guys got? Yeah, I know, right? Any predictions you got that you kind of we want to do before we end this?
Why even bother? We were not even close last time.
Because it makes it more fun.
Well,
We were wrong.
They're gonna. I feel like they're gonna introduce a Terry Silver.
Okay.
I feel like they kind of hinted too strongly at that.
They might subvert the expectation. The call was to someone else, but then Silver will come in another point. I do that too.
Okay. Does Johnny does Allie make a comeback again, and Johnny and her get closer, or does he stick with Carmen? Thoughts?
Carmen.
I mean, I feel like they could do the whole love triangle thing.
I don't see that being out of the realm of possibility, but I hope for his sake, just Carmen.
Yeah, I agree. Very much so.
I disagree. Actually, I want to see Johnny.
Yeah, you want to see Allie more. That's the only reason you want.
It's fair. That's fair.
I know. Yeah, so. And okay, so the tournament will be coming up. Is Cobra Kai going to dominate, or is Miyagi-Do, or whatever they're going to call themselves now that they're together? Are they going to? What are you guys feeling with the tournament?
I feel like it's going to come down to probably Robbie and Miguel again, but this time it's going to be reversed. Like Robbie's going to be Cobra Kai and Miguel's basically Miyagi-Do.
Yeah.
Like.
Who's going to come out on top if that happens?
I want to say Miguel again, but
I was going to go with Robbie. I think they're going to switch it over. Robbie's going to do it this year
with a setup for season 5.
Exactly, it sets it up for something like that. Yeah. So,
all right. Well, I'm saying my buys because I'm at 1% buy. Everyone.
Okay, Eric, bye. We're going to close right out here. So everybody make sure you check out. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Chris. Make sure you check out Cookies Q and Creamery, cookiesq.com. Order them up on DoorDash, guys. We thank you very much for listening to tonight's episode of Bacon on the Rocks. And be sure to check out our store. We got it at shop.bacononthe.rocks. So be sure to check that out. We got some awesome shirts, socks, pants, a whole bunch of different things. So be sure to check it out. If you love our podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, share, tweet, anything that has to do with social media. We're there. And we'd love to hear some more comments and your thoughts and suggestions. So for myself, Eric, and Chris, guys, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy, stay safe, and stay COVID-free. And we will check you out all next week. An all-new episode of Bacon on the Rocks.